Hi, Sean. I personally noticed a lot of similarities between The Flash and Deadpool and Wolverine, bringing back popular legacy characters, cameo fest, and so on. Why did one flop and one succeed? Well, funny enough, we just talked about this just a second ago. That's a really interesting question. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Because, at face value, who's more popular in their role? Michael Keaton as Batman or Jennifer Garner as Elektra? Obviously, Michael Keaton was more popular, more iconic, but it didn't work at all. The Flash didn't just have Michael Keaton. It also had Ben Affleck in it. It also had George Clooney in it. And it had others, too. And so there's a number of different things that, a movie with multiple Batmen did really bad at the box office. And then Deadpool and Wolverine, the cameos that it has are not nearly as obvious that these will be like, wow, that was amazing. I think some of it simply goes back to not the cameo fest, not the plots, the titles. Deadpool versus The Flash. Wolverine versus The Flash. You have Deadpool 1 and 2. Both of them were the top two highest grossing R-rated movies of all time when they came out. And now the third one is also highest grossing R-rated film of all time. Deadpool is incredibly popular in films. People love Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. 3 times top of its rating. Right there, that answers your question to an extent. Deadpool 3 was always going to do better than The Flash. Almost always going to do better than The Flash, other than some freak thing happening. So without Wolverine, extremely likely it was going to do great. Then you add in Wolverine, and absence makes the heart grow fonder. It's been 7 years since we've had Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and it's not just that he's back, but there's also, people love Deadpool, but they love the bromance between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. And so as soon as you go, I love Deadpool, what can we do something that's a little different with him? Do the bromance with Wolverine, with Hugh Jackman. Do those two things together on screen, and immediately it's interesting and people get really excited for it. But to do that, we're going multiverse. And for whatever reason, there's certain contexts where the multiverse works, and I don't think it's just universal across the board. It was the whole package with Deadpool and Wolverine. You love that we're getting those two title characters, and then they sprinkle in the minor cameos, and then they have the really fun ones popping up of different categories, and then you even have comic cameos. So it's kind of all this different stuff, but it was anchored by we really wanted to see these two lead characters. And you go over to The Flash, and this is our first theatrical Flash movie, and it was for a dying universe that we knew was going to be unplugged, starring an actor that at best was an indie darling, that had some indie cred for some things, but never took off as a blockbuster movie star. This was supposed to be it, but that hadn't really happened yet. So it doesn't have the same weight to it. And the movie itself felt like the second or third movie, where we're going, instead of setting up an origin story, making us love the character, we're going straight to the multiverse, two versions of the character, all this other stuff happening. And so you feel like you're jumping over the starting point that would make us fall in love with the character. Obviously in Justice League, but that's a complicated mess in and of itself. So you have a situation where two title characters that people love and have for a while coming together, doing a team up, versus Ezra Miller, who had 2 years worth of just dreadful headlines, scary headlines that both in and of itself made people go, I don't want to go see an Ezra Miller film. Beyond that, people went, I don't like how WB handled this. They did not respond to this well. Adding to that, because they booted Johnny Depp in the Fantastic Beasts movies for allegations. He's out. Mads is in. And then we do, in those same movies, kept Ezra when there were shady signs in the same franchise, same studio, keeps him in this movie. So you kind of add to this, like, do I even want to, like, the movie doesn't even look all that good. I don't want to support Warner Brothers, Ezra, any of this stuff. So it's just a lot of competing other factors that I think made a big, gigantic difference for how one was perceived. But all that said, I mean, now if you combined the love for Deadpool with kind of the No Way Home effect, Deadpool and Wolverine is doing what you would expect. It tapped into both of those things. So it's doing fantastic. I don't fully understand why so many people didn't like The Flash. As someone that has been a defender since I first watched the movie, and a lot of people really didn't like it. And there's criticisms they say that I get that makes sense. The hate for it feels like it's an easy punching bag. But there's just so many different factors there that make the two of them different as to why one of them worked and the other one didn't. But at the end of the day, it's the title character that right there is going to make a difference. Deadpool, played by Ryan Reynolds, with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine versus Ezra Miller as the Flash. That's the difference, not Michael Keaton. Maybe there was a version that you had something like Michael Keaton with, I don't know who that would be, that would have been very popular. But the DCEU was dead last summer. And this was just the epilogue. Like, this was the eulogy. 2023 is the eulogy for the DCEU because we already knew it was dead. Most of these clips are pulled from my Patreon live streams. I do about 6 live streams every single month. For $2 per month, $20 per year, you can get access to all the exclusive videos and live streams. For $5 per month, you get your name on my end card. At the top tier, you get a 30-minute video chat with me each month. The link down below in the description has more information.